All right, we're here at the 2022 Newberry, Florida Gator Cup, and our first match of the day is the women's compound, and that will be followed by the men's compound to start off these compound matches. I am Jack Williams, and I'm here with archer Chris Shaft.
Yeah, this weekend it's been pretty dang calm for
It's
everybody.
been pretty good.
And then as soon as we went live here, the wind picked up a little bit, so these matches will definitely be interesting. The compound women up first, 50 meters, cumulative score of 15 arrows for a possible 150.
Yeah, and this is actually a rematch from Arizona Cup with very similar wind, actually, just by the luck of the wind right now. So we'll see where this can go. What would you be doing in this wind, Chris?
Aiming left.
Aiming left, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to keep your shot process and everything like that.
Yep. So first on the field is Tanya Galantine, followed by Paige Pierce.
And like we said, this is a rematch of Arizona Cup. Paige came out on top there, but the wind is definitely a factor here today again.
Yeah, and I know for our side, wind, if you make one wrong judge, you could be over.
Yeah.
So it's 15 arrows on top of it right now.
Yeah, plus the nerves of being in the gold medal match. You know, anything can happen with the wind.
Definitely. So these archers will go up and grab their bow. So like Chris said, we're at 50 meters for this shoot. The recurve division, which will be later today, they shoot at 70. So a little bit different sized target. But we'll see how these girls can shoot in this wind right now.
Yep, we have Tanya Galantine shooting first because she was the higher seed through qualification and on the number one side.
All right. Here we go. So talk us through a compound bow real quick, Chris, being a compound shooter yourself.
Well, you got a peep sight in the string, which helps you align the scope up
10 right
to
there.
the 10. You're using a release aid, mechanical release aid, so you don't have to worry about your fingers or anything like that, you know, making a good shot because it all comes off the same. And Paige opened up with a 9 to the right, so she's going to make some adjustments here with that wind.
Another X. There you go. So what are these ladies seeing through their scope right now?
It depends. You know,
That's
it looks like I think Paige shoots a fiber pin coming up from the bottom. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like Tanya might be shooting a dot.
Okay.
On there.
What type of magnification are these girls, do you think, running?
Paige has always shot really high. You know,
really high.
8 power.
Ooh.
It looks like an 8 there.
Yeah.
You know,
I caught that line.
Paige has always shot, you know, a super high magnification lens. You know, 8, which is really unheard of besides Jimmy Lutz. You know, he shoots high as well.
Yep.
For mostly everybody, it's a 4 to a 6.
Okay. Do you think a little bit of that could come into play? Because you see more of that shake just aiming-wise, but now that you're having to aim off, get pushed around, there's a lot more going on in your sight picture than someone with a 4.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with an 8, you're so magnified in there that, you know, on a calm day, she can probably see the 10 and maybe a little bit of the yellow, but now when it's blowing her around, you know, she's definitely seeing a lot of red probably.
Yeah. Interesting.
That, you know, looks like a 3-point swing there.
Yeah.
You know, on the first end for Tanya, but like I said, it is windy, so.
Yeah, 1-7 and you're back in it with this wind.
Yep.
And that's an interesting thing about compound is the cumulative, every shot you take stays with you through that match.
Yep, you can't reset like in a recurve system. You know, reset and work on the next end. It all carries on through.
Yep.
You know, but Tanya, she's definitely a faster shooter, which could have some, you know, could help her in this wind.
Yeah. Something that you might hear a lot being referenced to is timing.
Yep.
That refers to how long the archer is at full draw and aiming.
Yes.
So if you're a much quicker shot, less time to get blown around and just.
Yeah. But both of these ladies, you know, they should be used to shooting in the wind because they've done this. They're, you know, both in the top 15 in the world right now. So they've experienced every bit of weather that you possibly could.
Mm-hmm. They've been on probably between them a couple hundred finals fields at least, and probably one-on-one against each other
numerous times
as well.
Yep.
This year alone. And number 2, because Paige is now down, she will shoot first.
So they did upgrade that 8 to a 9 on Pages, so she only does have a 2-point deficit right now.
All the archer has to do is touch that line, and that's good enough.
There's one in the middle.
That's a good correction. So how much of this do you think is drift right now versus just physically aiming in the wrong spot?
There definitely is some drift. You know, when I'm shooting in the wind, I definitely give my sight some clicks, you know, to the opposite side of the wind, because you know, if I get caught over there, it's going to help me a little bit.
Ooh, a little low shot.
A low 8.
Dip. That was a 9 from Tanya. See if Paige can capitalize.
There's a left
Just
8
caught
there, maybe 9.
I think it just caught just like her first shot did. Her first end, I should say. And that's a 9
That's a 9.
as well.
See, but, you know, during the whole round yesterday, qualification round, and eliminations today, there was, you know, a slight breeze left to right. You know, nothing too crazy at all. When they were warming up over there, you know, 10, 15 minutes ago, it was the same weather. And then they just had to come in blind pretty much to this wind. So, you know, Tanya definitely knew what she was doing that
just
first end.
adapted a little quicker.
For sure.
Yeah, so it looks like we might have
9-9.
maybe a tie or maybe another point goes to Tanya. Depends on that 8 call, that 8-9 line. Well, actually,
No, Tanya will still go up by
1, maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, that's right.
So she definitely gained on her lead there.
So taking a look at it, the judge got the magnifying glass out.
And this is 15 arrows, cumulative score of a possible 150.
We'll see what they rule it as. So, for the other viewers, talk me through the difference in setups that you can do with a compound bow, weight-wise, stabilizer, all the above.
It's endless.
It's
I mean, you can adjust your you know, cam timing to where, you know, the top cam's hitting first, get you a little bit more holding weight, have a little bit more aggressive back wall. You can do pretty much anything with stabilizers to help you hold better. You know, you practice with what you have, so you figure out before you get to this situation.
Yeah.
You know, so probably not many changes from yesterday to right now.
Yeah.
You know, they did all their homework at home.
And come out with the best thing you could build and go for it.
You know, this class, as well as the men's compound class, you know, when it's calm out, it's anybody's game, because anybody can walk out and shoot a 150 at any given time.
Yeah, it's perfect sport.
Yeah, there's a left 8 there by Paige.
She looks a little confused, trying to crank it back.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's trying to aim off and going where she's aiming. There's a 10
there. Yep.
It's another 2 points.
Yeah, you know, Paige shooting that first arrow to the right on the first end.
Yep.
Over there. It looks like she tried to correct it, but
on the right side, no.
The wind's definitely playing a huge factor here.
10 for Tanya. That's just inside that line.
And both women here are shooting a thumb trigger release. So there's a couple different styles of releases. These ones have a trigger that you can, you know, you put your thumb on and pull through it, or, you know, some people in the wind
Start to punch it.
Make it go when they want it to go.
That way you're aiming in the right spot, and it's
Yep.
going to be better than getting pushed off.
Yep.
Does Tanya always shoot a button?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, I believe so.
I know some people might actually switch from a back tangent to a button just so they can have that control in the situation.
Yep. I know, you know, a few years back, Paige was shooting a caliper release, which is, you know, more of your hunting style release, where, you know, your index finger on the trigger is what activates it. You know, so she's always shot some sort of a trigger release to be, you know, that's just what she's more confident.
That's what she's used to. Yeah.
Yep.
You yourself shoot a back tension.
Shoot a back tension for everything. Yep. Which is, you know, just based off of pressure and a little bit of rotation.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't have a trigger on it.
Yeah, it goes off when you're in the right position.
Yep. And I, you know, in the wind and everything, that's what I shoot.
Yeah. both of them coming back to their spotters to kind of talk about the win, talk about what they might do next. So.
Yep. And after 3 ends, Tanya is up by 6, which, you know, in this wind, who knows, but she has been shooting really well here.
Yes,
you know, 230s. Two 30s and a 28 is, you know, pretty
Very
steep
good.
in these conditions.
Even in calm conditions, it's pretty good. So.
Yep. So Paige will shoot first here because she is still the trailing archer.
Yep.
And in this wind, they only have 20 seconds per arrow.
Yeah, so no real time to let down and draw back and make another full shot if you're getting pushed around.
You have to make them count in that 20 seconds. Another 10.
Another 10.
Tanya, she is on fire right now. Ten there. But you see the flags here, they have switched.
Yeah, it's
you know, they were, you know, primarily left to right wind, and now it's coming pretty much straight back at them.
Yeah, so for this, it makes it a lot easier to aim in because you're not trying to push it against the wind. It's just kind of pushing into you.
Yep.
And the arrows don't really drift at all.
Probably shouldn't have to aim off at all. Yep.
Yeah. And you can see her left and right is almost perfect now.
Yep.
So. Tall.
Yep.
Excited, but still good. Looks like they'll draw on that end.
Yep.
So
still a 6-point lead for Tanya going into the last 3 arrows.
Yep. So when it comes to kind of shooting head-to-head, Chris, what do you normally feel pressure-wise for those maybe that haven't been in a pressure situation before?
You just got to go to your process. I mean, you're going to be nervous. There's going to be, you know, factors that you're not used to, such as the wind, you know. On, you know, some days it's raining and everything like that, but you just have to stick to your process that you're comfortable with at home. I mean, you've shot thousands of arrows at home.
Yep. Same distance, same bow, same U.
Yep. You just have to stick to what you're comfortable with, and try not to get caught by the wind on those windy days.
Yep. Just stick to it and just keep practicing, basically. And even in tournaments, take it as a little bit of practice. Always learn experience.
Yeah, and you know, both of them have so much experience on a finals field that I don't feel like anyone has an advantage over anybody else up there right now.
Yeah, if there's a newbie archer up there, they might be feeling it a bit more than one of these girls, but they're out there laughing, having fun, even though they're
competing against each other.
Yeah, gold medal match right here.
Yeah, and they, you know, they are good friends off the field too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you know, calm.
Yep.
Paige will start off the last and final end here with a 10.
There you go, at 10.
I think it's a little bit too far out of reach right now.
Yeah, and something would have to happen at this stage. Yeah.
And Tanya just keeps plugging the middle.
Yep. Especially with this wind this way, Tanya can just hold middle and send it.
Yep. Just don't do anything silly.
Don't mess it up.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, with that wind changing direction, it's definitely made it easier on
right
the archers.
off the bat, the scores got way better and way tighter grouping.
Yep.
Yep.
The last arrows here. You know, really all Tanya has to do is hit the target right now.
Yeah, regardless of what Paige does.
Yep. Just a little bit out the bottom there.
Yeah. If she hits a scoring ring, she's good.
Yep.
Yep.
And Tanya Galantine wins the 2022 Gator Cup.
Yeah, and that's a 147 for her. You can see Paige bowing to her because that was a great match, great fight.
Yep.
You can see smiles, hugs, everybody. On to the next one, basically.
Yep. They'll be, you know, back at it here in a couple weeks, probably in SoCal.
Yep.
You know, shooting on the same field with each other again, and maybe they can go see who's best out of 3.
Yeah, because now it's
tied up.
1-1 this year. So
yep.
We'll see who can take the next one. So
that was a great match by both of them.
Yeah, after this match, we'll follow up with the same class, but now the guys will shoot. And we have 2 guys. Over there is Mr. Perfect Mike Slosher and a newer guy on the senior stage, Sawyer Sullivan.
Yep. Both of them are definitely not slouches out there at all.
Yeah.
You know, they shot, I think Mike shot 2, maybe 3 150s today.
Oof.
Sawyer took me out in a shoot-off, 149s.
Yeah.
You know, so they've both been shooting good all year. Mike coming off of 2 World Cup wins. So he's definitely, you know, super confident in everything that he's got going on right now.
Yeah, this is going to be a good match because both these guys were shooting really good. Oh, you can see the wind actually just switched again. We'll see if they can.
And it's died down a ton right now.
So we'll see how that plays. But
yeah,
how is shooting with these guys? Yeah, so we're going to go to the commercial break right before this match and then come back and we'll see these guys shoot. So.
Buying stale burnt coffee is like eating hot sushi out of a vending machine. It's just a no-no. Explosion. Cool guys don't look at them. As a veteran-owned and operated company, we take massive pride in giving back. And with your support, we've donated millions to charitable organizations and veterans. Do you have a lightsaber leg, Jay?
Yeah, I got a lightsaber leg.
When you sign up for our coffee club, you get fast free shipping directly to your door. I'm on a helicopter.
The definition of perfection is the process of improving something until it is flawless. In archery, perfection is achieved when an arrow slices through the air and hits the target in precisely the right spot. At Lancaster Archery Supply, our mission is to help archers everywhere as they improve their execution and strive for perfection. We've got the gear, we've got the knowledge, we've got the passion. We lead the world in 3D and target archery.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the 2022 Easton Foundation's Gator Cup here in Newberry, Florida. We just got done with the women's compound match with Paige Pierce and Tanya Galantine. And now we are moving in to the men's compound, which is the same set of scoring, same distance, 50 meters, 150 points possible, so 15 arrows. I'm here now, this is Chris Schaff, I'm here with Paige Pierce, who just got done with
getting
that match.
Her butt spanked in the last match. I can tell you when we were out there, the wind was a little bit tricky, so I'm curious to see what the boys make of it.
Yeah, it looks like the wind's actually calmed down a bit for the boys.
I'm jealous. I'm definitely jealous. Yeah, it was tricky out there. It started left to right, did a little bit of right to left, and then a few winds of headwind. So it's not going to make it easy on them, but this is going to be one heck of a final. We've got 2 incredible guys out there. They both shot strong all day long, so.
Yeah, they did. You know, right now looking at them, Mike Schlosser is definitely, you know, the more favorited archer because he's had a lot more experience out here on the finals venue. I'm not 100% sure on Sawyer's. I think this might be his first gold medal match as a senior.
I think it is. But he's one of the few people, normally we would say mega underdog. Obviously anybody's kind of an underdog against Mike at this point, but Sawyer's been coming up through the ranks and just impressing us every step of the way. So I think if any underdog or any newbie could come in here and give Mike a run for his money, I think Sawyer is that person.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he shot strong all day. Took me out with 149 shoot off. I believe Mikey shot a couple 150s today.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, he shot one against Tate earlier, actually.
Yep.
So they're going to be shooting 3 arrow ends. Each archer only has 20 seconds to shoot their arrow, and they're going to shoot 3 arrows per end, alternating.
Yeah, Mike starts off with a left side 10, so, you know, definitely probably a little bit different than when he was warming up over there, the wind. Same spot for Sawyer there, left side, which, you know, with a little bit of left to right wind, that's not a bad side to be on.
Yeah, that's the safe side. I'd rather be there as well. Wind picking up just a little bit for Mike here.
Yeah, we just hung it there at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, you'll notice a lot of the times people will miss into the wind side, but that's also because they're trying to hold real strong on that side. It's easy to push it just a little bit too much as the bow fires.
You know, and some people may have clicks into their sights a little bit too. Yep.
There's a 9 from Sawyer.
Looks like the wind caught him a little bit on that one where it picked up here.
Yeah, and it's still blowing for Mike here.
Yeah, it's picked up quite a bit here for Mike's last arrow on the first end.
With compound, I would say
Yeah, he
good
got
10.
it.
More of the challenge is just trying to aim your bow in the wind than anything. We also experience arrow drift, obviously not as dramatic as recurve, but with less holding weight, the wind does push our bows a lot more.
Yeah, and trying to execute a shot when your aiming reference is bouncing all over the place is kind of tough.
Yep.
You know, to execute a good shot at it because you're trying to make things go faster so you don't get pushed around too much.
There's also not a lot of time in these finals to recover from that. Like if you get pushed and you're like, let's wait it out and reset, you only have 20 seconds from the time that you begin to draw your bow back. So unfortunately, there's usually not a whole lot of time to just relax, reset, and like begin that execution again. So
Yeah, you got to make them go.
Yeah, once you start, you have to commit.
Yeah, it is 29 there for Sawyer on the first end and a 30 for Mike. So now, since Sawyer is the underdog, he will continue to shoot. Or he will shoot first now.
Yes, he'll shoot first.
He'll shoot first now. Mike started it off, but because he is, now leading, he will be second.
So because Mike was the higher ranked archer, he actually got to choose whether he wanted to shoot first or second. And what do you normally pick if you're in that situation, first or second?
It depends on the wind.
Really?
You might use them as a guinea pig to see where their first arrow goes, but 95% of the time you always choose to shoot first.
Yep.
Put the pressure on them, the first end, and then if it ever comes down to a shoot off, you get to shoot first.
Yep, and I think that's crucial.
Yeah,
because what they
because
shoot doesn't matter. You're going to put one of your best arrows down there, and that's all you can do.
Yep, and they have to stare at that one until, they shoot their arrow. So they know what they have to do, which, could add a little bit of pressure.
I think it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely would agree. But so the way it works here is then whoever is behind of cumulative score at the beginning of each end will always lead off on that end. So it's almost a little bit of an advantage to the person who's down, to be honest. But, it leaves the person who's, like right now would be Mike with a 30. He's got to stand up there by himself and shoot that last arrow, make it count when, at the end.
Yeah, but, it's Mike Schlosser.
I know.
He's
True that.
He's off of his second back-to-back World Cup win, here in Korea last weekend. So, he knows how to shoot a bow.
It's amazing. Sawyer's up here, nice and strong.
Yeah.
Good 10. Good 10. The wind did die down quite a bit now.
Yes, it did. Mikey knew that one before it even hit the target.
Yep.
He's still hanging that left side, but he just made a side adjustment there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that one's middle.
Good strong shot from Sawyer.
Yeah, the wind is definitely calmed way down here. So they should be able to just, shoot, make good shots, aim them in the middle.
Yep.
Yep.
Another left side 10. I bet he puts a few more clicks in it, you think? Yep.
And I see both of them here. So it looks like Mike is shooting a thumb trigger.
Yes.
And Sawyer is shooting a back tension.
Good shot from Sawyer. Good
Is
head.
there an advantage to one over the other one in the wind?
It depends on how you shoot it. There's times where I'm shooting a thumb in the wind and I'm shooting
Might
at
be.
true back tension.
That's a 30 there again. So they
But-
tied that in.
Okay.
Mike is still up by one.
But if you're a thumb person who can kind of switch back between back tension and putting a little gimme on that thumb, I think there's an advantage. But we've watched Mike shoot for a long time, and we pretty much know if Mike starts doing that, it's going to go south really quick. So I feel like for him, he just needs to stay calm and execute good shots. And Sawyer with the hinge, he shot that all day. He's been shooting that most of his career, from what I've seen.
Yeah, from what I've seen the last couple tournaments, he shot a hinge.
So I'm sure he's prepared to do what he needs to do to get through it, obviously. But luckily, the wind has died down for them quite a bit. I think this is a really, really cool experience for Sawyer to be out there with Mike. It's kind of, in your guys' division, it's insanely hard just to make it to the gold medal final. It kind of feels like you already won, even though you haven't.
Yep.
So just for him to be out there after, all the incredible archers that were out there shooting today, and I don't even know how many 150s were shot on your field, but there was 3 in one match. It was impressive.
3 or 4,
today.
yeah. Yeah, because I know Mike did one, Rio did one,
Tate did
Tate
one.
did one, and I think Jimmy did.
Yeah,
that same match.
and then Mike did another one.
Yep.
I think there was one earlier. I was watching scores down on my end of the field, and man, it was impressive. So just to make it here, like, you guys have to understand how well both of these guys had to shoot all day to shoot through, you know, everybody else to get to this point.
Yeah, and you know, this is definitely, from my experience here at Gator Cup, the best weather we have had ever.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, normally thunderstorms, wind.
Wind so bad you're just trying to hit the scoring rings normally.
So Sawyer's going to start off the third end here because he is still trailing by 1. Yep.
Good 10.
And again, this is 3 arrow ends, 150 points possible, cumulative score. So every arrow that you shoot goes with you onto the finish.
The wind has completely died down. The windsock is just dead there.
It's on that left side over there, but they're, I mean, solid 10s.
Ooh, he threw that one.
Fired low. And
Okay, it's a 9. The bad thing about that is if it was anybody else standing out there, I'd say you'd still got a solid chance, but Mike isn't somebody who's going to give you a lot back.
You don't give Mike any arrows if you want to win.
Yeah, and definitely not early. I
Yep.
think that's the key, too.
Yep. And in this wind condition right now where it's dead calm, you can't give up anything.
He's good.
There's a good arrow, scoring-wise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Like,
Good
figured him out.
He's good now. Back in the middle.
And standing behind him, who do we got? We got Braden Galantine behind Sawyer,
Yep.
who is, you know, an insanely decorated, you know, high-ranking archer on the field. You know, any given weekend, he'll come away with a win.
Yeah, I think he qualified first here, I'm
yep.
pretty sure.
Yep, he did.
Just goes to show, again, anything can happen in those matches. But I think for Sawyer, it's probably pretty comforting and pretty cool to have Braden back there.
Yeah,
you know,
someone
coaching him through
with
it.
that, you know, recognition and everything of winning tournaments.
Yeah, and that experience, too. There's
Yep.
a difference. Like, you just have to know what to say in those moments, you know. Like, right now, he's down 2.
2, yep.
And, you know, somebody else might say something, but I promise you, Braden's been in this situation so many times. He knows what Sawyer needs to hear to get the job done. Then behind Mike, we have Gabby, which is his wife. Also insanely decorated archer. Shoots a recurve, though, not a compound.
Yep.
But it's pretty cool to have them here. They're not here very often, so to have them both attend to USAT is pretty awesome.
Yep, they were both in Arizona as well. So.
Do you know if they're going to keep coming? Is that the plan?
It probably depends on what. I know during SoCal in a couple weeks they have their European Championships.
Okay.
So they'll be over there for that. You know, maybe give one of us a chance.
Yeah, when Mike shows up, it's you know you've got to bring your best.
Absolutely.
The wind's still holding nice and steady. Nothing too crazy, which is good. Mike looks super relaxed. He's up there smiling.
Yeah, scores were confirmed, 88 to 90. Sawyer will start off this fourth end as well.
So at this point, I mean, we've both been in these situations, and you know, in Sawyer's position, he's just thinking, I can't miss.
Yep.
Like, I have to hit these. I have no chance. At best, if I clean out, maybe he'll give me a few. But at this point, basically, if Sawyer gives him anything else, it's going to be a done deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless, you know, wind picks up again here.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you know, then it's anybody's ball game.
Yep. But if it stays calm like this, they're not going to miss many.
Yep. There's a good one.
Yep. Nice 10, left side. Yeah, dead center.
That's why you can't give Mike anything.
Yeah.
He's so confident in his shot and hard to beat a lot of days.
Yep, it's a good 10. Yeah, I mean, I'm still amazingly impressed that Sawyer's holding his own as much as he has right now. Like you said, I think this is his first senior final, and that is nerve-wracking enough. But to be standing out there with Mike is like, you know, a whole different ball game.
Yeah, but, you know, when you get out there with Mike, you know he's not going to give you anything. So you know what you have to bring.
Yeah.
You know, when you get up there,
There's a
you know,
30.
against some guys, they go, okay, they're going to give you a couple, so you don't give a couple.
Yeah.
So I feel like that puts more pressure on you than knowing what you have to do.
I agree with you, 100%. Nice and
Mike
clean.
stacks 3 of them in there.
Dang. That was impressive.
Yes. So he's now clean through 4 ends.
Yeah.
He could put, I believe, his third, maybe his fourth 150 on the board today
That's insane.
out of the 5 matches, 6 matches that we've shot.
Yeah. It's so hard, too, from people just watching at home, and it's like, oh, it's just a 150. But, like, I'll just say it in my career, I've never shot one, like, in a competition. Like, that is hard to do.
Yeah.
I shoot a lot of 149s,
Yeah.
you know, but for someone to go out there and shoot multiple 150s in a day, like, you just know they're on. Like and you said, he's so confident. You can watch that and see that in him. And like you said, he just won back-to-back World Cups. How could he not be?
Yeah. I mean, he knows what his equipment can do, you know, and having confidence in all of your equipment and yourself, I feel like puts you on a different level. You know, if you're not confident in something, you're always going to be thinking about that.
Yep.
But when you know you let that arrow go and it's going to hit the middle most of the time, it's hard to beat.
Yeah. No, it is. Well, Sawyer did what he needed to do in that end. He put all of them in the middle.
Yeah.
He knew he needed that. And, you know, Mike obviously didn't give him any. So Sawyer's same boat. I mean, odds are, yeah, Mike's not going to give him 2. But all Sawyer can do is try to put all 3 arrows in the middle and hope for the best.
Yes. You know, the wind is, you know, switched from the archer to the target, where before it was from the target to the archer. So, you know, maybe that'll play a little bit of a role in it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Oh,
But
he's good. Same spot as his first arrow last time. Sawyer actually shot, I mean, really strong scores all day as well. I'm looking that up. 147s, 148s.
Yeah, dead center there by Mike again. Yeah, like I said, Sawyer beat me in a 149 shoot-off.
Yeah. Yeah, the kid can shoot.
Yes, he can.
I think.
He was up there in Arizona. Sawyer just gave him one there, but he was up there in the top 4, I believe, in Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, just to make it to the top 4 is
Mikey didn't like that one, but it hung.
Yeah. Again, that's Mike versus a normal person.
Yep, so Mikey's got 1 arrow here for a perfect score.
Yeah. I think he'll do it. I think he got the bad one out of the way just now.
Yep.
He was mad about it, and he'll make this one count.
Sawyer ended that one with a 29 there for 147.
Which is, yeah, Mike did
dead
it.
center.
150. Wow.
That's impressive.
That is amazing.
Gold medal match 150s are not seen very often.
No. Even Sawyer's 147, I mean, he deserves a shout-out for that. At 147 in a final with wind, changing,
Yep.
it's impressive.
Yeah, and being your first senior final,
Wow.
gold medal final.
Yeah.
You know, it's
He is going to have one bright future, and I'm pretty excited we get to watch.
10-10-9.
They are down there now confirming all the scores. Obviously, we watched, but we have to wait until they officially announce the winner.
and the next match that we have will actually be a completely different system. We're going to be shooting 70 meters instead of 50. 3 arrows per end each,
And set
but
points.
set points. So the higher the score per end gets 2 set points. If they tie, it's 1 set point apiece. So this, you know, in recurve, you can make a bad end and still come back from it.
Oh, yeah.
You wipe the slate clean per end.
Yeah, which is crazy, and they called it. Mike is your winner. Oh, this is cute. Well, that definitely made it worth him and Gabby coming out here, so that's awesome.
Yes, for sure.
And congrats to Sawyer on second. Once again, that is nothing to be disappointed about. A 147 in any final, let alone your first final, is more than most people could ever hope for. So
Yes,
that was impressive.
it was very impressive shooting by both of them. Here you see him moving the targets back to 70 meters, and we will get to that after our commercial break.
Buying stale burnt coffee is like eating hot sushi out of a vending machine. It's just a no-no. Explosion. Cool guys don't look at them. As a veteran-owned and operated company, we take massive pride in giving back. And with your support, we've donated millions to charitable organizations and veterans. Do you have a lightsaber leg, Jay?
Yeah, I got a lightsaber leg.
When you sign up for our coffee club, you get fast free shipping directly to your door. I'm on a helicopter.
definition of perfection is the process of improving something until it is flawless. In archery, perfection is achieved when an arrow slices through the air and hits the target in precisely the right spot. At Lancaster Archery Supply, our mission is to help archers everywhere as they improve their execution and strive for perfection. We've got the gear, we've got the knowledge, we've got the passion. We lead the world in 3D and target archery.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Easton Foundation's 2022 Gator Cup. We are here in Newberry, Florida, and we are about to kick off the Recurve Gold Medal Finals match. We're going to be starting with the women today, and I am joined here by Chris Schaff, and we're going to walk you guys through the match today. Chris, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you, Paige?
Oh, we're hanging in there. Just lost a few minutes ago, but other than that, it's a great day.
Yeah, we just saw Mike Schlosser throw down a 150 in that gold medal match there for the compound men, which is pretty impressive.
What did Tanny shoot? She shot like a 148, I think, which is 148, 147?
Yeah.
It was impressive.
It was stout in that wind. You know, the wind definitely calmed down for the guys there. But
yeah, I'm almost more impressed with what she did. That was pretty cool.
It's definitely impressive by her part.
So we watched compound earlier. Now we're switching over to recurve, and it's going to be a little bit different here on the format. So when we're talking about recurve, they're going to be moved to 70 meters. Compound was just shot at 50. And on the recurve, they don't score cumulative. They score what's called set points. Now what that means is they're going to score out of 30 points, so 3 arrows each end, and whichever archer has the highest cumulative score of that end will get 2 set points. If they tie, they get 1 set point, and obviously whoever loses that end will get 0 set points.
Yeah, and the recurve archers here are, like you said, pushed back to 70 meters on a bigger target face. You know, they are shooting the 122 centimeter target face, whereas the compound shoot the 80 centimeter target face. So, you know, it's pretty much the same
like ratio perspective.
I believe, yep.
Obviously, if it's windy, that's going to affect their drift a little bit more.
Yeah, their arrows will drift quite a bit more. You know, they're shooting a lot less poundage and a lot slower arrow speed, so the wind does affect it more.
One thing that is different, though, as we mentioned earlier in the compound matches, I would say the majority of the battle for the compounders is trying to hold your arm still or your bow still through the wind, because we're not holding very much weight at full draw. With the recurves not having let off on their bows, they're holding so much more weight that after speaking to them, the majority of them say they can actually aim pretty decent when the wind's bad. They're just worried about their drift.
Yeah, and here we have a rematch from Arizona Cup. We got Catalina
Generica
and Casey Kauffold. I believe Casey is ranked #1 in the USAT series.
Yeah,
has been for a couple years now, I believe.
Yeah, Casey came on a few years ago, and she's been shooting super strong, and we know she isn't going anywhere but up. So,
yeah.
Casey, you're on target too.
Oh, looks like they're making a switch here.
So Casey was the higher ranked archer, pretty sure. So I'm going to assume that Casey's going to start it off.
Yes, but both these women are rather young.
Yeah,
on the scene.
Yeah, they both are.
But Catalina has definitely came up, you know, through the USAT rankings, as well as been on some World Cup teams, and you know they've both been on there.
Mm-hmm. And Catalina is a resident athlete at our Olympic Training Center right now in Chula Vista. So that's pretty exciting. Now, Casey is actually not a resident athlete. She's training out of Lancaster in Pennsylvania. Yep. And I think her actual coach, her main coach, I think her name is Heather.
Okay.
There at Lancaster. Super nice girl.
We will start this match off 20 seconds per arrow. 3 arrows per end on a set system.
Casey's up.
Casey starts off with a 10.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. And, you know, like before, the win for your match, you know, was really whipping. For the last match and, you know, the start of this one here, it's calmed down a bunch.
Yeah. No, it's good for them, at least to get their bearings.
Yeah, that's a 9.
It's always different when you walk into a final, how strong you feel, how much you push, how much you pull, and that can change your impact point quite a bit. So to walk out there with wind, it's hard to kind of get your sight adjusted with your body being different and the wind.
And both of them were just over on the practice range, which is just, 10 or 15 bales down in the wind practicing.
Yep.
So were they making sight adjustments over there, thinking that it's going to be the same over here?
Yeah, because it's not. And actually, we're getting a pretty good right to left wind, which is not what we've had the majority of the weekend right now.
No, yeah, and that's a
really
really
nine.
good group. But you see, all three of her arrows on the left side. The
Yep.
first two of Catalina's are on the left side.
Yeah, so wherever they're aiming, they need to aim off just a little bit more for the wind that's coming through. But you don't know until you shoot, right? You
Yeah.
just have to learn from it and then figure it out.
And there's looks like
Eight.
an 8 up there, high left.
Yep.
So on the set system here now, because Casey did shoot the higher score, she will get 2 points for that, as well as Catalina will now shoot first
Yep.
because she is a training archer.
Yeah, so the neat thing about set points, well, it can be good and bad depending on what end of it you're on, but you really only need to put together that one good end and you got your points, and then you kind of just take a deep breath and you reset and you start over. So for example, Catalina just threw that 8. If that's in compound, which I just did, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's an 8. It's going to stick with me. That's gone. So Catalina can walk up there on this next end and be like, okay, I'm starting fresh. This is good. That doesn't hurt her anymore.
Yep.
So that's very different and unique. I do think it's an interesting element with recurve because you are more likely to see recurves give you some interesting wide arrows. I think set system actually keeps it a little closer. I think if it was cumulative, you would actually see wider spreads in the recurve matches quite often.
Yeah, for sure. But, with the set system, the archer that actually scores less could win.
Yeah.
And we've all seen it, where they've shot a miss or something like that, where in compound, that's a 10-point swing, and you really can't come back from it. Where recurve, you reset, and you win the next 2 ends, and you're ahead.
Good. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not in favor of the whole luck archery, I guess. So set system, we did shoot set system back in the day, and I was not a fan of it. I won matches being the lower scoring archer, and I lost matches being the higher scoring archer, and I can tell you on either side, I still don't like it.
Yeah.
So, but it is interesting with recurve because the spread is so much more. I do think it keeps the matches a little bit closer all the way through.
Yeah. Here's the second end here.
Catalina's up first. The wind is completely dead right now.
It's a little bit longer of a hold. She's got 5 seconds there. It's a 9 on the right, so maybe she over-adjusted or, that wind quit instead of going right to left. So she probably adjusted. Ooh, that was not a great follow-through from Casey, and it's an 8 high.
She gave Dick a little smirk there.
Yeah.
She knew what she did.
And these bows are definitely a lot different than the compounds that we just saw. They have no, pulley system on it, like a compound.
Yeah, no cable system.
Yep, they are using their fingers instead of a release aid.
Yeah, it's basically just a stick and a string is a simple way to put it. They have no let off, they have no peep sight, they have no release. So while those bows do look like they're very high tech, they are missing a lot of the key things that makes compound so much easier than recurve, I would say.
Yeah, they can have no magnification in their lens. Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
she fired that one right at the last second there.
Yep. That was the left 7.
She pretty much just had to get that one off.
Yeah, at that point you just rip it and grip it because what else can you do? That was a good arrow from Casey.
It's a 9 there, high left. So Casey did take the second end, so she will be up 4 set points to 0.
Yeah. What's interesting with Casey is obviously starting off with that 8. Again, that's not how you want to start, but she gave a little smile, she shook it off, shot 2 more good arrows, and it was enough to come back and win that set. Which is pretty impressive. Again, we're not used to that, so.
Yeah. And you've seen on those last 2 arrows there, the wind picked up quite a bit for both archers. And I think that's why, Catalina was kind of, maybe waiting for that wind to die down just a little bit, and then, got caught with the time clock a little bit.
He
Yeah.
says it.
The difference with recurve, I feel like they spend a lot of time kind of prepping, getting ready, getting set up. But usually when they're at full dry, I would say the average shot time is only about 3 seconds-ish,
Yeah.
maybe 4, maybe. With compound, a lot of us hold for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And so I would say as far as the time limit goes, it's probably a little bit easier on the recurve just because their shot timing needs to be so much faster. Where for some of us, I know that 20-second clock is pushing you every arrow with no wind.
Especially in the wind, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So right now we're going to have Casey with 4 set points and Catalina with 0. So the difference with compound is we are going to shoot 5 ends, 15 arrows, no matter what. Recurve, the winner just has to get to 6 set points.
Yes. So it could be 3 ends, could be 4 ends.
Yeah. So if Casey outright wins this next end in cumulative score, then she will be our winner. If Catalina wins, we'll be seeing a 4-2, and if they tie, Casey will be at a 5-1.
So all she has to do on that next end would just be tie
Then
Catalina.
she would win. So Casey's really sitting in a good spot.
Yeah.
Anytime you're sitting 4-0, you know, you can almost take a little bit of a breath and be like, okay.
Yep. But Catalina's got to keep the gas pedal down right now.
Yeah, she has no choice. She needs to win this set.
She needs to.
She's not done if she doesn't, as long as they tie, but just for the odds of her to win overall, she needs this one. She's definitely holding long.
Down to 5 seconds.
For a recurve.
Looks maybe a 9, 8 down there.
Yeah.
I called it a 9.
Wind's picking up just a little bit right to left.
A 9, so they
both of them
match
hit
there.
in the same spot there.
Yep.
That tells me they both probably made pretty decent shots, and the wind probably affected them about the same.
One thing that I've noticed here, Catalina, there's 5 seconds off the clock before she even picks her bow up to shoot.
Yeah.
Where Casey, as soon as that clock's going, she's already starting her shot.
I definitely think the way Casey does it, it's a little safer, because obviously if you run out of time, you're just going to have a 0 there, and none of us can afford that.
Yeah, there's
An 8 left.
So, depending on that judge call on that arrow, the second arrow, Catalina's, she could be up by 1.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very
she
close
needs
end.
a 10 here.
The wind definitely picked up. The windsock is sticking out to the left.
Oh, just off it left. But that's still not a bad arrow in that wind.
Not at all.
So depending on that arrow, if Casey shoots a 10 here, I believe it's over. And that is a 10. So Casey missed 3 there. Catalina has 3, possibly 4 down, depending on that arrow call.
So we do need to see that call.
It could be a tied set, each get 1 point, and they'll go to another end. Or if it's an 8, it will be Casey Caulfield as your 2022 champion.
Yeah, no, definitely. And this is exciting too. There's so much in these matches that comes down to those arrow calls down there. And so I know one thing that kind of kills me on the inside is when you're standing back here, you never actually get to see it.
Yep.
You just trust what happens down there, and it is what it is. But being an archer, calling arrows all the time, normally we are down at the bales. It is kind of a hard thing to stand down here and just wait, and your fate's in someone else's hands.
Yes and no, because you do get to pick your arrow agent that is down there.
Yep.
Calling your arrows, making sure that everything's going right.
Yep.
So you always pick someone that you trust.
Yep. And
that
they're going to fight for you if they see anything,
Exactly.
any mistakes made or anything like that.
So it's not just random people calling your arrows down there. The archer gets to choose who's down there.
Yeah, so basically both agents down there will look at the arrows. If there's any close arrows, the judge will step in and the judge will make a final ruling. But you're right. Who your agent is does make a really big difference, because you never know.
And it did get called up to a 9 for Catalina there. So we are going to go to another end. Casey is up 5 points to 1.
Yep.
So right now for Casey to win, all she needs to do is just match Catalina's arrows here. Catalina will need to, step up these next couple ends to, pass Casey, score on the end, and get some points.
For Catalina to actually win this, she has to outright win the next 2 sets, which would tie them at 5-5, and they'd have to go to a 1-arrow shoot-off.
Yes.
So Catalina knows, okay, we've got 2 ends, and I have to beat Casey on both of those.
Yep.
It's not an easy thing to do.
It's not. Especially in the little bit of breeze that comes and goes here.
Yeah, at their bow speed, the drift is serious for them. Like, they're both doing a really great job, though, at reading the wind for the most part. It's a little better timing.
Yeah, there's a 9 left. Yeah, on a recurve, I've talked to Brady a little bit, and he'll be aiming off, 7, 8 line. with a recurve.
Right.
Whereas a compound in the, a lot of wind, you're aiming off just off the 10 or maybe 8, 9 line. So they are drifting quite a bit more.
Yeah, I can tell you that when the wind was blowing out there in my match, I was aiming 9-8 line at certain times. Sometimes that was right, sometimes it wasn't. But
that one's a low left 8 there.
I bet you when the wind does pick up, they're aiming off quite a bit.
Casey's second arrow is a 10 there. So Catalina needs to hit this arrow in the 10 ring.
Yeah, like the clock's already down to 10 seconds, and she's just now lifting up her bow. That gives me a bit of anxiety.
Yeah, 5 seconds left. And
3, 2, 1.
She got it off.
She did. It's 10. Wow.
So all Casey needs to do here is hit the yellow to tie.
Yep.
And she'll
win.
So anything inside the yellow here. Yep. And she shot a dead center 10.
So Casey Kaufhold will be our 2022 Gator Cup champion. Also, congrats to Catalina Ginoriga on silver.
And that was a rematch from Arizona Cup, and I think, if I'm right, Casey won that one as well.
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's been a while. We've shot a lot of tournaments between now and then, but that was a really good showing from both girls. They had a lot of wind switches in that match, different directions, different speeds, strengths. There were some calm arrows, but especially on a recurve when the wind picks up, both of them did very well.
Yeah, definitely a great showing from both of them.
I think it's exciting. This is the first match that we haven't seen a foreigner in the finals. And so it's kind of cool to see two of our, homegrown U.S. archers out here battling it out. This is pretty interesting. One of them lives at the center, one of them doesn't. Both of them are on our USAT team, to my knowledge, and World Cup team. And so, it's pretty cool. It's an interesting dynamic. Some of the times you're on a team round together, and then you're out here like this competing against your teammate. So.
Yeah, it's definitely an awesome situation to be shooting with, the same people on the team as competing against them.
Yeah, it only is going to make them better. They're going to push each other, and that's going to improve the team overall. So, great showing to both ladies. That was a great final.
Now we are going to go to our men's recurve match after this commercial.
Stay tuned.
Buying stale, burnt coffee is like eating hot sushi out of a vending machine. It's just a no-no. Explosion. Cool guys don't look at them. As a veteran-owned and operated company, we take massive pride in giving back. And with your support, we've donated millions to charitable organizations and veterans. Do you have a lightsaber leg, Jay?
Yeah, I got a lightsaber leg.
When you sign up for our coffee club, you get fast free shipping directly to your door. I'm on a helicopter.
The definition of perfection is the process of improving something until it is flawless. In archery, perfection is achieved when an arrow slices through the air and hits the target in precisely the right spot. At Lancaster Archery Supply, our mission is to help archers everywhere as they improve their execution and strive for perfection. We've got the gear, we've got the knowledge, we've got the passion. We lead the world in 3D and target archery.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the 2022 Easton Foundation's Gator Cup here in Newberry, Florida. I'm Chris Schaff, and I'm here with
Paige Pierce. Hey everybody, how's it going?
This weekend's been pretty good weather-wise.
Yeah, we've gotten really lucky. We are here for the Recurve men's gold medal final, and as you can see, it's bright, it's sunny, there's no rain, and there's hardly any wind.
Yeah, it comes and goes here.
Yeah, rain, and there's hardly any wind.
Yeah, it comes and goes here right now.
Yeah, right now it's pretty calm, but of course that's when the archers aren't shooting. So we're going to have a good match out here. So we watched the compound matches earlier. We've seen the Recurve women's gold final, and now we are on to the men. So the Recurves are going to be shooting at 70 meters. They're shooting the bigger 122 centimeter target face. And the interesting part is that they're shooting set points instead of cumulative points. And the way that set points work is they just shoot 3 arrows per end, and they take the cumulative score of those 3 arrows. The highest scoring archer will then get 2 set points. If you lose that set, you get 0, and if the archers happen to tie, they get 1. The first archer to 6 set points will win the match.
Yeah, and right here we have world number 1, Brady Ellison, out there on target 1. And we have Matt Requa out there as well. He's no stranger to the finals venue out here. He has definitely turned on his shooting in his last couple weeks here.
Yeah, he's been doing amazing. It's really interesting to kind of see, you know, highs and lows of people's career, and I would definitely say that Matt right now is at a high, without a doubt.
Yes, I mean, and it hasn't been a couple weeks. You know, he's been on since Arizona, since the beginning of this season. You know, so this is going to be an exciting match here.
I feel like last year, kind of from what I remember, don't quote me on this, but he kind of wasn't at his best. I think we're actually starting to see Matt really just, I mean.
Yeah, he was there. And, I mean, he's won tournaments. You know, he's beat Brady at tournaments. He's beat everybody at tournaments. So he's no stranger to there. We have Brady up first because he was a higher-ranked archer. And he starts off with a 10. Can't start off any better than that, really.
Nope.
You know what you need to do in the wind. The, you know, finals venue definitely has the same.
Just off the 10 for 9 from Matt. Still a solid arrow, definitely to start with.
You know, like I said, finals venue has the same as the practice where they were practicing earlier. You know, some places you're completely different at the finals venue.
A 9 from Brady. A little tall.
Matt there has 2 arrows touching in the same spot, but both of them are kind of high.
Yeah, both are. It's very frustrating as an archer when you're in a final and you make 2 good shots and they're not in the 10, because there's nothing more you could have done. He obviously adjusted his sight. We just saw that.
That wasn't.
Ooh,
it was a good 10, but that was not a great shot by Brady.
No.
I think, you know, he's smiling and laughing at that one there.
Yeah, sometimes you need a little luck on your side.
Yeah,
and he just got it. So Matt's up with his 3rd arrow. Wow.
Yeah, it's a
10.
good group up there.
Yep.
So in the set system there, right there, you know, Brady shot a 30, so he will get the 2 set points.
Oh, he did? I thought he shot a 29.
Oh.
Still.
Yeah, he
good
did
enough.
shoot 29, sorry.
Still
he
good
shot
enough.
that one high. Yeah, so he will get those 2 set points. But now, Matt, you know, he just lost that set, but it doesn't mean he's lost the match. He can, you know, completely just take a deep breath, regroup, come to this next end.
Yep, and judging by how their shots are looking, Matt made 3 super consistent, I mean, readjusting. He started strong, so I think we're going to see a few good ends from him here.
He did. You know, they're not, there's probably not a lot of pressure up there.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is they both want to win, and there is the pressure, but the other thing is they both know how the other one's feeling.
Yes.
They've been through this so many times, and they've been teammates on so many teams that, you know, that interaction with each other is natural.
Yeah, they've won World Cups as teams.
Yep.
You know, on the same team, so.
What people forget, too, is qualifying to get here, you are talking to your competitor every match while you're walking down, while you're scoring, while you're coming back, and so it's not weird, I feel like, to talk to somebody out here in the final. I feel like for optics, a lot of times people don't.
Yeah.
But,
you know, for me, it's one of those things, you know, we can be friends and everything on and off the field, but as soon as we get, you know, matched up together, shoot against each other, we're enemies for that 15 arrows.
I'm not quite that way. I'll talk to anybody anytime. Okay, we've got Matt up first. Nice clean shot. Just off the 10. The wind did pick up, though, right to left.
Yep.
Noticing that now. So it's going to give Brady a little advantage because he just saw what happened to Matt.
And he's over there left as well.
He's just as far, if not worse.
Yeah, you kind of got to take an advantage when you know your competitor can shoot well and take their arrow as a guinea pig.
Yep.
To figure out what you have to do. I think it's just off there.
Yeah, another really good arrow. Matt is just having a rough time there because he's shooting shots that look like they should hit the 10, and he's just around it. 10 from Brady.
And these guys are shooting, you know, recurve bows just like the women just did. You know, they're pretty simple setup, using fingers, no magnification in their lenses.
There's no cable system. Basically, there's no let-off within their bow. They don't have any peep sight to line up with their scope, so their anchor point is so critical to ensure that their shots are going to hit the same place. Wow, Brady.
So Brady's going to go up there 4 set points to 0.
To 0. Yeah, Brady is just, he's a different breed. I feel like Brady just knows how to win, I
Yes.
feel like. You know, you can put Brady in any situation, and I feel like he just rises to the occasion. And, I mean, part of me sitting here, man, I feel bad for Matt because he's shooting so good. But it's Brady.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what happens.
Yeah, you know, it's just like Mike up there. You know, you just can't give him any points because you know he's going to capitalize on any point that you give him.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're doing good. So Matt's going to be in the position now to where he has to win or tie Brady in the next set. Brady will be your Gator Cup champion. So for Brady, you know, he can kind of take a breath. He's going to be up 4-0. He just needs to make some good shots. And when I used to shoot set points in this situation, it was like I almost cared more right now because you could just end it, you know, rather than dragging it out or giving other people a chance. So both of them are going to be hyper-focused because it's kind of a do-or-die moment for both of them right now.
Yes.
Brady can win it, and Matt's doing everything he can not to lose it.
Yep. So Matt will shoot first here again as a training archer. You know, it could put a little bit of pressure on Brady. We're talking about that Brady has to beat him this end if he wants to win.
Yep.
You know, where Matt's going to do his best here to throw 3 good ones down there.
Yeah, the wind is picking up a little bit again. It was pretty calm while they were just standing there, and as soon as they blew the whistle, it started blowing.
I feel like it's shifting quite a bit too, you know.
Yeah.
All weekend it was left to right. Now it's right to left. Some in your face.
Some at your back.
Yeah. And that's
Oh,
a good
good,
arrow
10.
there by Matt. Low 10. Each archer has 20 seconds to shoot their arrow, so there's no way of letting down or resetting. They have to make them go.
Yeah, both these guys are getting up pretty quick, executing pretty quick shots. Neither of them have been really low on time, but 20 seconds is not a lot of time at all.
That second arrow is also, I think it just caught that line there.
Yeah.
Also Brady's going to really need to hit this one here.
Yeah, 9-10 liner, so we're not sure on Matt's.
Brady
That's a
shot
10 from
10
Brady.
there.
So they're either tied or Matt's 1 up right now.
Yes.
It'll
You know,
depend on that arrow
Matt
call.
needs this one in there. Oh, it's an 8 left,
It's
it
an
looks like.
Yeah, and he knows.
So Brady has to hit this one to win.
Yeah, unless, depending on Matt's arrow.
Yeah,
too.
depending on Matt's arrow. And
He did it. Wow.
So it doesn't matter what
Just-
Matt's arrow is, because
Nope.
Matt did shoot an 8 there.
Just Brady being Brady.
Yeah. 2022 Easton Foundation Gator Cup champion.
Brady Ellison. No surprise there.
No,
Yeah.
he definitely knows how to shoot his bow.
Yeah, I mean, Matt really did give him a run for his money. I know Brady just won 6-0, but Matt shot a lot of good shots in that match.
Yes, he did.
You know,
Yep.
like the score doesn't, I feel like, reflect the skill that Matt just showed out there, especially in the win too. Brady is just, he's Brady.
Yeah, he's impressive.
He is world #1 for a reason. The good thing is too, though, it's good for Brady to be here and have people push him like that, and it's awesome for Matt to have Brady to push him as well.
Yep.
As we said, they're teammates, they work together, but they also have to compete against one another. But in all of these situations, it's only going to make both of them better. And for our U.S. teams, that's what we need.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we need a lot of people to push each other. So that way it makes our team and our field a lot deeper.
Yep, and they called it. Brady is the gold medal champion. That's pretty impressive. Well, we had a really exciting day here in the finals. We just saw Brady win 6-0. We saw Mike Slosher shoot a 150 in his finals match. I mean, this has been a super, super exciting finals today. A little bit of tricky wind out there. I feel like everybody handled it pretty good but me.
Yeah, well, you know, you against Tanya, we watched her shoot an impressive 147.
Yeah, that was...
You know, your match was definitely the worst wind out of the rest of these gold medal matches.
Yeah, he was impressive. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Thanks for being here. And again, this was the Easton Foundation's Gator Cup in Newberry, Florida.
Thank you.